Good morning, this is Robin Bieber on Chart Talk on the 17th of April at 7 o'clock in the morning London time. The chart in front of us is May WTI. There are no targets lower across the board until key supports are close to below, and we'll identify these in a minute individually by contract. Use the 5-day moving averages as a barometer. The crudes are below, and whilst below are under pressure. The products, however, are staging a recovery above, and these pivots are very important. If we stay above them on the products, the chances of a further meltdown are limited. If the products fail at the 5-day moving averages, there's going to be trouble in store for us. Nevertheless, the key supports are holding, and these are preventing targets lower at the moment. Moves below these supports would be negative. The red decks are worth watching, and more of those on Spread Talk a little bit later. RBOB is a potential problem zone. It's failed at 76 frequently, and were it to move, for example, below its key support at 69.40, there'd be some problems around. Watch heat and RBOB carefully today. The chances are that the market is going to put the support under serious pressure. Now, looking at May WTI, 1927 is the level. Below there, and there's a target is green lighted down to 1780. This is a very, very important support. It's held over the last couple of days. Equally, if it moves and closes over the 5-day around 2040 area, there's a potential upside flag to the 8-day moving average. So use the 5-day as a pivot for the upside, and 1927 for below there for targets lower. Brent is not that dissimilar. It's held around the 2710 level, which is key support. This is the 2016 low. A move and close below there with green light, a target down to initially 2636 with the very real potential of getting down to 2387, the continuation gap. The 5-day moving average is at 2907, and only a move over here would suggest that the momentum lower is abating and that there's room for a rally. This would also be true on WTI at its 5-day moving average. The stochastic is negative and suggesting further tests of 2710. Now, heating oil is important today. We'll get there in a minute. Here we go. It's above the 5-day around 95.30. If it stays above there, downside momentum is on hold. However, a move below there and 94.30 would green light and move back down to the key support at 93.03, and a move and close below 93.03 would be bearish and suggest lower numbers. The stochastic is threatening to move positive, but will not do so unless it's over the 8-day moving average at around 97.22. So watch heating oil at its 5 and 8-day moving averages at 95.30 support and 97.22 resistance. Now, RBOB is very interesting. Look at its stochastic. It's gone negative, and it is likely to stay negative if we're below the 7110 area, the 5-day moving average, a key pivot. Look at the scale of the moves that have been green lighted when the stochastics have made turns at the high levels and turns at the low levels. We've had rallies and dumps. It's now flagging negativity. And use this 5-day as the key. Below 7110, it's in trouble, but only below 69.40 really gives it some momentum lower to the 13-day at 67.34. Use this as a pivot, this whole area, the 5-day moving average above there, and it probably has another go at the hazardous 76 level where it's run into trouble. So below the 5-day, it's already in trouble, but that is activated more seriously by being below 69.40. And then watch the 13-day at 67.34. Plenty to watch, but in simplistic terms, watch the 5-day moving average at 71.10. This negative stochastic is a serious worry. Gas oil, there are no targets lower whilst 270 holds initially, this level here on the May gas oil chart. But then look over to the left and the first line continuation 263 level. No targets lower whilst below 263. Its stochastic has flipped positive, but that really only has implications if it stays over the 277.75 5-day moving average. So use that as a pivot, not dissimilar to heating oil's 5-day around 95.30. Equally important and a must-watch level. In principle, no targets further south whilst the key supports hold, which we've identified. Watch the 5-day moving averages very carefully as pivotal resistance on the crudes and pivotal supports on the products, and in RBOB's case, the 8-day around 69.40. If we move below those short-term moving averages, then there is a problem, and the market is going into serious support testing mode, and the chances of a breakdown are evident but not confirmed yet. And if you look at the DEC red decks, they performed perfectly. WTI's DEC red deck yesterday headed for the 21-day moving average target, and it held. It has no targets lower whilst it's holding above 340. However, that looks like it's going to come under pressure again, and if we're below 340, we're looking for a move down to minus 450. Meanwhile, the 5-day moving average at minus 278 is serious resistance. Just cast your eyes over to the left here. The 60-minute chart on DEC red deck is suggesting lower numbers and a test of support. So if that occurs, that would further cement the bearish view. DEC red deck on Brent is very similar. It's held the 21-day at minus 376. It looks fragile. There's bearish divergence on the stochastic, and it looks like it's only a matter of time, maybe hours, before 376 caves in and we have a target lower to minus 478 down here. These DEC reds are very interesting in that they often confirm and give early warning signals for what the flat price or the outright price on the rest are going to do. And this bearish divergence here is worrying. Now, if we look at the 60-minute chart on Brent, it's getting a bit toppy, and I would suggest it's looking for lower numbers. We might get a little spike at some point early morning, but it's going to start to look heavy. And on RBOB, it's struggling at the bottom end here, which makes it even more relevant to keep an eye on its 5-day moving average around 71.10, which is only about 60, 70 points above the market. And also watch very carefully what it does around its 8-day moving average at 69.40, down around about here and around about yesterday's lows. That's all for today, folks. Good luck, good trading, and bon appetit.